burning down, city burning down. Feels good, meanwhile I get to dream about my baby. I get to dream. I get to dream. 'Cause I know that sleepy baby just wanna lie down. I know that sleepy baby not gonna lie. I know that sleepy baby just wanna lie down. I know that sleepy baby not gonna lie. I know that sleepy baby, but I just wanna lie down. I know that sleepy baby, but I just wanna lay. I know that sleepy baby, and that sleepy baby. I know that sleepy baby just wanna lie down.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? This is Matt Weisfeld here over at the VPI House, doing a bit of a listening session here. You guys have asked for it. Chris, good morning, man. I'm guessing you're up for your morning workout because you're just badass like that, doing that every morning. So anyway, I'm up taking care of some things, and in the midst of it, I decided to finally throw on that HANA cartridge. But I'm not going to do a comparison and give thoughts until I have my baseline. And this is a system that I know very well. A lot of you have probably heard this in different variations. It is our KEF blades, isoacoustic feet underneath them. If you have KEF blades without isoacoustic feet on there, get them on there. I know KEF probably wouldn't agree so emphatically as I do, so Stephanie, ignore me. But yeah, those feet are absolutely phenomenal with, I'd say, any speaker. The front end, I'm still waking up, guys. I did not grab my coffee yet. I was really focusing and just moving a mile a minute to get things going. Well, I guess I'm not moving a mile a minute because I'm still a little sleepy-eyed over here. But I wanted to really take the time and do this listening session. A lot of people have asked us about the HANA cartridge, and we got to listen to it. And one of the things with VPI is we will not recommend or talk about a cartridge unless we've actually heard it and we can actually say that it sounds great. But we're not just going to throw a cartridge in and just listen to it. We have to get our baseline, have an idea of what it is we're listening to. This specific table has kind of become a sleeping giant. This is not really a standard VPI turntable. This is actually, Upscale Audio, our friend Mr. Kevin over there, he's the one who actually kind of named this, calling it the Super Scout Master. And with that, it happened because this is actually the table that's made when VPI dealers and distributors come out to VPI training. We actually do teach everybody and certify them. You guys may have seen it on our website or their website, that the dealers get trained and they know what they're doing from soup to nuts. And believe it or not, we are planning on doing some of those open for the public as well. So get excited. Chris, I know you're not going to be able to sleep tonight, that you'll probably have to carve out a whole bunch of VPI wooden signs or, whatever, all that fun stuff. And anybody needs that, go reach out to Chris. So we are looking at doing more stuff with that using Zoom. Doing a lot of that stuff with the live streams. We've got the chat with Matt. That will be happening today at 11, as well as Sunday. The 11 o'clock sessions on Wednesday is more for customer service related, like directly VPI stuff. The Sunday session is more like just a bunch of people BSing on a Zoom call and just going off. Like one of the Zoom calls. Actually, Mr. Lee Shelley, good morning to you too, sir. If you watch the first video I put on YouTube, it starts by featuring Lee Shelley's face. So I know that's what you all want to see when you go to your video. So those Zoom calls have been really cool. And this morning's Zoom call, which again will be at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be able to talk to you all more in depth about the HANA. This is clearly not a HANA. That is our Audio-Technica OC9. This has become one of the majorly recommended cartridges that we have for the price point that it's at. I'm forgetting the price point at the moment, but it's a good one. And that's the cartridge, that not that specific one, but that specific model where we were using the Lyra Atlas. And now the Lyra Atlas is still That guy is like still the gold standard up there. Although a couple have given it a run for its money, being the Vandenhall Master Signature, as well as the Grado Epoch. Rich Grado, you can hop in here later and correct me, but that's a whole other topic and a whole other video for another day. So anyway, I wanted to use the OC9 as my baseline because it's a very good cartridge for its price point. It is a moving coil. I believe the Hana is a moving magnet. I'm actually not even that knowledgeable with the Hana. That's why I wanted us to get one in. So I gave Garth a call. We talked about the crazy year that it's been, and so we got two of them over here. I'll look over to see what model is. Well, here let's see. This is the model. Okay. So I got two Hanas. This I think is one we're doing first because I think this was the more recommended one. Maybe I'm mixing it up. It's the Hana SH. Is this a good one? Is it a good one? You guys like it? Is this any opinions on it? And good morning, VAS Audio. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody who is hopping in to join me on this live stream. So this is the cartridge that's going to get mounted. But again, to get the baseline, I know the Sim Audio gear very well. I know the Nordos cable. Just in general, what this system sounds like when it's rocking and rolling. And we have a lot of gear at the VPI house, so this isn't the only stuff I listen to, but when we want to test one specific thing, and I recommend for all of you at home, if you're trying something out, don't change all the variables. Just, stick with the stuff and then change one variable. That's something that's driven us nuts over the years. Whenever somebody does just a overall review of a product and too many things change, because once you start changing multiple variables, what's really doing it? Is it the cartridge, or is it the fact that I threw in I don't know, knew something else? Again, don't have the coffee yet, guys. So forgive me while my brain is still waking up. I'll be a lot more awake at 11 for the Zoom call. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to throw this on. I just threw this whole system on, let it warm up a bit, and let it play through the whole track. Now I'm going to put on, where'd it go? Our friend Dominique from Canada. Now, guys, one of the reasons I use this record so much, again, for those who might be like, how come Matt always plays this record? First off, I like it, so that's a nice start. I think it's a phenomenal female vocal, as well as instrumentals to get a nice... No, Lee, I was not sleeping at the VPI house, but when you have a 2.5-year-old, that's... Actually, I can't give Shyla a hard time on this one. Shyla was fantastic. She slept right through the night. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I've got so much on my mind. All good stuff and everything. So, and one of them was actually this. So as far as getting in the house, getting this mounted, and actually listening to it, because people have asked me all the times on different threads, phone calls, and everyone's always like, hey, Matt, what do you think about the Hana? And I'm always like, hey, I hear it's good. I've heard good things from customers. I can recommend it as something that customers use, but again, I just will not recommend something unless I won't throw down and say that you got to get that unless I've heard it. I can say that actually every bit of gear in this room, I can say that too, as far as everything has its own price points. I won't go there, as far as what things cost and if it's within your budget or if it makes sense for your system. I would like to say though, guys, try to have systems that make sense. If, who wrote the Danishes? You know what, Eric? I don't have any Danish right now, so I'm really disappointed. If I only had some Danish, maybe I'd be a little bit more awake. So, Eric, I think I messed up on that. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to throw on Dominique, and we're going to do it. And good morning, Cameron. I'm going to throw on Dominique, and we're going to listen to the track Birds. That's just become one of my reference tracks. And like I was trying to say before, while we do like Dominique, it's not that that's the only thing I listen to. It's just that is one of those safe records where I can play it on Facebook and not have to worry about the Facebook police coming down on me and ruining my life. As well as it does give a great overall flavor of the whole soundstage between the instruments, the female vocals, overall dynamics. And so it's a nice reference track to use, especially nice when you do a live stream. So what I'm going to do now, and I know it's my phone and it's not the best of listening situations, but I'm going to throw on, I turned the whole thing on first, so the system's warmed up now, and I played the whole track, the whole record through once on its own, so it had a chance to warm up so nobody could say, it wasn't warm. So it's nice and warmed up here, or at least it's warm-ish. And now I'm going to play the track Birds. Then I'm going to pause the live stream and then give me a couple minutes while I throw in some coffee. I doubt it. I don't think I have any coffee here. It's heartbreaking. But then I'm going to mount the Hannah cartridge on this turntable, and then I'm going to come back and do everything again, where I'll throw a live stream up and we can listen together. So you all can tell me, because guys, there's no bias, there's no nothing. We love all companies and everything. I like to try to stay nice and neutral. And oh, Lenny's bagel sounds really good, Mark. Why you have to hurt me like that? I could really use a bagel. That sounds really. And over here, guys, Bagel Mania, right down the street, like the best bagels. They are definitely the best bagels in this area. So good. But anyway, guys, again, really quick, as far as I was trying to explain what this table is, because this is not a table that's like even listed on our site, because this is the table that dealers build when they come here for training. Oh, I know why I got sidetracked. I was talking about Zoom. So this is a Prime Scout, fully upgraded. Well, almost fully upgraded. If that arm was 3D, then it would be fully upgraded. So it's upgraded with the HW40 feet. It's upgraded with the Prime motor pod, the Prime platter, the VTA base on the fly. Now you could add in. Well, I'm not going to go into all the craziness of the DIY aspect of it, but you can do all of this stuff. You can do this stuff at home. Now, what made this popular is when we do the dealer training, we have the customers, we have the dealers build it. Then once the dealers build it, we give the option for them to basically take their table home. In the event they don't, then of course we pass around to different dealers as an option, and then it kind of got like a little extra famous, or whatever you want to call it, from Upscale Audio, because they loved it so much that they bought them all, and then they just kept ordering them like this, and that's what I was like, hey Kevin, this isn't really a product. He was like, I don't care, I really like it, and I think a lot of that has to do with the footprint, because the Prime is near and dear to my heart. That is my first soup to nuts design I did on my own, but it is a little large. The Prime Scout has this smaller footprint, so it can fit in more spots and locations without too much of an issue. So anyway, going back to the original point, I'm going to throw on the Audio-Technica OC9, and this isn't like a cage match between cartridges, because the nice thing about cartridges, and I honestly feel this, that cartridges are like wine. Or like different flavors in general. They all have a different sound. They all have if you want a romantic sounding cartridge, for example, and I'm not just saying this because I mentioned upscale. I really feel like if you want that romantic, sweet sounding cartridge, you get a Koseki. You get a Koseki Purple Heart, and you're done. If you want that cartridge that's got dynamics and a punch in the low end, you get an Audifon Cadenza Bronze. And I'm just using this as quick examples. There'd be a good Zoom chat just talking about cartridge tonality and everything for a whole time. So we're gonna throw on this OC9, and then I'm gonna put on the Hannah. I'm gonna let the Hannah play through the whole record, because this OC9 has a little bit more playing. I maybe played like 1 or 2 records before using this one, but this cartridge is essentially brand new also. So that way it's all. I'm laughing at Lee's post there. So we give this a spin, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to do this with the live stream. Then we'll do this again with the Hannah. I missed it. You know what? I swear, every time I use the lifter, I never get it. You know what? I'm not using the arm lifter. That's another thing, guys. I don't really use the arm lifter. See? Nailed it. Almost as good as my daughter.
So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. I just can't figure out, is it too late or too early? Is it right on time? Could it be right on? If the crow said it right, we could move out by dawn early. Could be right on time. Could be right on. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. Guys staring at the ceiling, still traveling fears, thinking if you rise, I rise. We'll be waiting for the morning, he'll crumble in strength, thinking if you rise, I rise, I run, I run, I. Sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. Sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. I just can't figure out, is it too late? Too early? Can't figure out, is it too late? Too early? Can't figure out, is it too late? Too early? Too early? Can't figure out, is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Early? Too late, is it too early? Is it too early? Too late, too early. Too late, is it too late? Too early, is it too late? Too late, is it too early? Too early.
Definitely too early. I agree with her on that. And let's make a note. I believe the volume was at 52.1. So I'll make sure to have similar volume when I do this a second time. Somebody asked what the album is. Again, this is called Nameless by Dominique I'm not awake enough. You saw the album. Go find it yourself. It's Dominique. And again, for those hopped in a little late on this, we use Dominique just because it's safe on Facebook, as well as sounding good. And, so during that listening, of course, Dave, the early bird gets the worm over here, right? We all got to be up here listening early and everything. I just need that coffee to start the day. So for those who came in late, what I'm doing is a comparison. So today it is essentially the OC9 versus the Hannah. So we just got that listening in. I'm now going to take a break from the live stream, and I'm going to install the Hannah cartridge. If I was a little more awake, I would actually do the installation with the live stream, but I don't want you to see me, dropping the cartridge and everything. I didn't say that. Don't tell Garth. But anyway, so I'm going to mount that up, play the record through, and then we'll be back for another live stream, and I'll give my impressions, and we'll do this again. So, again, I know it's the phone speakers, but maybe you'll get a little insight as well. So this is Matt Weisfeld. See you all in a little bit.